Chapter 5. Luigi Boccherini. Luigi Boccherini, one of chamber music's most important composer, known for his lavishly woven repeated musical cycles and noble tastes, died in poverty on 28 May 1805 in Spain and was buried in a pauper's grave. Before his own departure, he had lived through many deaths in his family: the death of his father, 1785, two wives, 1785 and 1805, and his daughters, 1796, 1802, and 1804. During Boccherini's last months of near-fatal collapses owing to long-standing respiratory ailment, did he still smile at the thought of his extravagant and lush virtuoso musical pieces? Of course he did. The same pieces were gyrating in Benito Mussolini's head when he repatriated Boccherini's remains in 1927 out of sheer adoration and respect for him. Escape seemed to be all the rage for the men that were to play a significant role in Boccherini's legacy. Mussolini and his wife fled Milan on April 25, 1945, on a boat attempting to push through to the Swiss border. Lucien Bonaparte, an enthusiastic patron of Boccherini, was forever running away from his brother Napoleon. Francisco Goya, too a friend of Boccherini's, fled to Bordeaux to escape the political and social trends of the time. Everyone else wanted to be elsewhere, but Boccherini was quite content to be left in Spain in a wooden box within St. Michael's Basilica Church of Madrid. I wonder if Mussolini, on moving Boccherini's body, had a premonition of his own fate on that strange day in April 1945. Being captured at sea near the village of Donga on Lake Como, being shot the following afternoon, 2 days before Adolf Hitler's suicide, and finally being hung upside down from a metal girder above a service station to crowds hurling insults and physical abuse. Perhaps Mussolini had read what Boccherini had written on the 8th July 1799, "The composer achieves nothing without executants," and had taken it upon himself to execute the task of transporting his remains. Boccherini continued to write, "These must be well disposed toward the author," and in Mussolini's eyes, he was definitely being well disposed. In 1993, rising moisture in the burial vault at the Chiesa di San Francisco in Lucca necessitated the exhumation of Boccherini's corpse. A team of medical examiners at the University of Pisa performed a paleopathological autopsy on the body and found that he had tuberculosis, an apparent catalyst for extreme bouts of melancholy. The almost mummified corpse was 1.65 meters tall and riddled with arthritis. Boccherini's teeth had completely fallen out, suggesting that he had neglected oral hygiene. His left forearm and left scapular truss showed muscular insertions stronger than those on the right. Boccherini was not a left-handed individual, however, and such a muscle buildup may have been caused by chronic masturbation. Benjamin Rush, renowned physician and signer of the Declaration of Independence, argued that masturbation was a direct cause for tuberculosis, memory loss, and epilepsy. But this connection has also been famously reversed by Freud. The melancholic or neurotic individual uses masturbation to release general tension, stress, along with normal and healthy sexual tension, calling such psychic tension. On the other hand, we could simply say that such buildup of muscle tissue is derived from an unnatural conformation of the cello. The challenging posture and arm positions needed for shifts in composition, we seem to only remember Boccherini as the great virtuoso composer and not the great virtuoso cellist. The repetitious actions inflicted upon Boccherini's body, repatriation, autopsy, etc., reflect those subtle repetitions he perfected in his music. If perfection can be attained at all, then one must wish for it to be repeated eternally. As Nietzsche once wrote, "All joy wants eternity." To strive for joy sounds like such an empty, generic activity in our day and age, yet it is essential for those troubled and gifted people who were stuck with intense brain activity, flights of depression, or serious physical and physiological illness. It was a matter of attaining joy in order to stay alive. From Boccherini to Bizet, Nietzsche to Nijinsky, The goal was to avoid solipsism and engage in sympathetic vibration, the awareness of oneself responding to external vibrations to which one has a harmonic likeness. Through music, writing, walking, painting, the solipsistic neurotic could finally feel some sense of the other in harmony, the reciprocation of opposites, or the awareness of a larger composition, and on his own terms, too. Of course, there were and are many carnal activities which succeed in dragging the solipsistic mind kicking and screaming from out of its crypt: war, disease, political upheaval, sex, etc. But such activities, however turbulent, never touched the heart of the above individuals. As Boccherini once said, "I know that music is made to speak to the heart of man, and this is the effect that I aim at producing, if it lies within my power." One could say that Boccherini was not the right type of person to get tuberculosis, not that anyone should get it really. The high incidence of consumption in the poorest, most densely populated cities made the disease common, and Boccherini was, by all standards, noble. In some cases, however, consumption among the middle classes could be read as evidence of that particular individual's creative and artistic nature. This transparency of the inner and outer, this transformation of the melancholy soul into the boils, blisters, and pale invalidism of one's external profile may seem fitting for most of Romanticism's tenets, but surely not for the one and only Boccherini. Can one imagine Boccherini spitting blood into his handkerchief while composing Minuet from String Quintet Opus 11, No. 5?